This is what nobody tells you. The moment you stop reacting, everything shifts. Not in some slow, obvious way, but instantly, quietly, like the energy in the room just changes because people get used to you. Your replies, your effort, your explanations, they expect it, they rely on it. Some even take advantage of it without realizing it. You answering fast, you caring more, you trying to fix things that were never your responsibility. And then one day, you don't. No reaction, no long messages, no emotional explanations, just silence. And that's when it hits them. Not you, them. Because now there's nothing to read, nothing to analyse, nothing to control. And that uncertainty, it bothers people more than any argument ever could. They start wondering, did I go too far? Did I lose them? Why aren't they reacting like before? Because your silence does something powerful. It removes their access. And when people lose access to someone who once gave it freely, they don't feel relief. They feel the absence. They feel the shift. They feel you're no longer theirs to influence. And that's when silence stops looking weak and starts feeling like power. Let me tell you about Alex, the kind of person everyone liked, easy to talk to, always there, the one who showed up, even when nobody else did. If someone didn't reply, he'd send another message, not out of neediness, just care. If someone seemed distant, he'd check in. Hey, everything okay? If someone crossed a line, he wouldn't snap. He'd explain, calmly, honestly, trying to fix it, because in his mind, that's what good people do. You communicate, you stay open, you don't walk away easily, but slowly. Things started to feel off. Plans got cancelled, last minute, replies got shorter, then disappeared. People stopped putting in the same effort. And Alex noticed, of course he did, that quiet feeling, like you're giving more than you're getting, like you're slowly becoming optional. It didn't happen overnight. It built up, small moments, little disappointments, until everything felt heavy. But instead of pulling back, he leaned in, tried harder, gave more, explained more, hoped things would go back to normal, but they didn't. Nothing changed. Until one day, he just stopped. No announcement, no drama, just silence. And for the first time, he wasn't trying to fix anything anymore. And here's where everything changed. Alex realised, the more he explained himself, the less people valued his words, the more available he was, the more people treated him like an option, the more emotional he got, the less seriously he was taken. So he made a decision, a quiet one. No announcements, no warnings, just action. Because real power doesn't argue, it doesn't chase, it doesn't explain, it simply withdraws. And that's when people start noticing. Not when you speak louder, but when you say nothing at all. 1. Stop explaining yourself. This is the first move, and it's uncomfortable because you've been taught to explain everything, why you did something, why you couldn't make it, why you feel the way you feel. But here's the truth. The more you explain yourself, the more you lower your perceived value. Why? Because explanations signal uncertainty. They tell people, I need you to understand me. And when people feel that, they subconsciously place themselves above you. Now imagine this. Someone questions your decision, old you. You'd go into detail, trying to justify everything. New you simply say, that's what works for me. And stop. No extra words, no emotional energy, just clarity and silence. Watch what happens. People lean in. They become curious. Because confidence doesn't explain, it stands. 2. Reduce your availability. This one hits hard, because most people think being available makes them valuable. It doesn't. It makes you predictable. And predictable people get taken for granted. When you're always there, people assume you always will be. There's no urgency, no effort required. But when you pull back, everything shifts. Suddenly, your time feels limited, and limited things feel valuable. Imagine this. You used to reply instantly, always picking up calls, always saying yes. Then one day, you don't. You take your time. You prioritize yourself. You stop being always available. Now watch carefully. People who ignored you. Start paying attention. People who delayed responses. Reply faster. Why? Because they feel the shift. They feel they might lose access. And humans always value what they can lose. 3. Control your emotional reactions. This is where most people fail, because emotions feel real. They feel justified. But reactions? Reactions are what people study. If someone knows what triggers you, they control you. It's that simple. When you react strongly, anger, frustration, over-explaining, you give people a map, a way to manipulate your behaviour. But when you stay calm, neutral, unbothered, you become unpredictable. And unpredictable people are respected. Picture this. Someone tries to provoke you. Maybe they ignore you on purpose. Maybe they say something disrespectful. Old you react instantly, defend yourself, show emotion. New you pause, look at them, and simply say, okay, that's it. No drama, no energy, no reaction. And suddenly, they feel uncomfortable because they expected control and got nothing. Silence isn't weakness, it's control. 4. Walk away without closure. This is the coldest move and the most powerful because people expect closure. They expect explanations. They expect a final conversation, something to make them feel resolved. But when you walk away silently, no final speech, no emotional goodbye, no explanation, you leave something behind, a question, and unanswered questions. Stay in people's minds forever. Imagine this. Someone disrespects you, crosses a line. Old you try to fix it, talk it out, seek understanding. New you simply leave. No argument, no message, just distance. And now they're left thinking, what happened? Why didn't they react? Why did they just disappear? And that silence becomes louder than anything you could have said. Because people don't regret losing someone who argued. They regret losing someone who stopped caring. Back to Alex. Weeks passed, and something strange started happening. The same people who ignored him started reaching out. Hey, you've been quiet. You okay? We should hang out. The same people who took him for granted now felt his absence, not because he complained, not because he argued, but because he removed his presence. And that's when it hit them. They didn't lose someone loud, they lost someone consistent, reliable, present. And now, it was too late, because Alex didn't change to get them back. He changed because he saw his own value. And once you see that, you don't go back. Here's the truth. You were never supposed to prove your worth to people who only notice you when you pull back. You were never meant to explain yourself just to be understood by people who weren't really listening. And you definitely weren't meant to chase attention from people who only give it when it's convenient for them. That's not connection, that's imbalance. Real respect doesn't need reminders. It shows up naturally, or it doesn't exist. And the moment you stop forcing it, stop explaining, stop reacting, stop overgiving, something powerful happens. You create space, not just around you, but within you. Space where your energy isn't being drained, where your time isn't being taken for granted, where your presence actually means something again, because silence isn't empty, it's intentional, it's controlled. It's a decision that says, I know what I bring, and I'm no longer giving it to the wrong people. And the crazy part, the same people who once overlooked you start to feel that absence, not because you said something powerful, but because you stopped saying anything at all. That's when they realise it wasn't you who needed them, it was them who got used to you. So remember this, you don't need to be louder, you don't need to fight for attention, and you don't need to stay where you're not valued. Sometimes the loudest message is no message at all. If this hit something real for you, subscribe for more videos like this.